Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Yamato and we're on Fault Line. Now, I'll be real honest with you guys. I probably have been playing this more than, well, I say probably, there's no doubt about it. I have been playing this ship more than any other ship that I own. It is a lot of fun. I am seriously enjoying what I'm doing. There's been a lot of frustrating games, don't get me wrong. This ship has some glaring weaknesses that get exploited by enemy destroyers. Especially when your teams just completely let them do whatever the heck they want to do. Which is frustrating. But, at the same time, this thing is so rewarding when you play it correctly. It's so much fun, so satisfying as a battleship captain. So, with that being said, I apologize to everybody for not being able to stream tonight. The weather has moved in. We had a doozy of a thunderstorm at 5 o'clock this morning. Then I went to work, and then I get off work after it being pretty nice all day at work, and of course run into the rain on my way home. And it's unfortunate, it really is. Now, we're going to start off this game the way I always do. Try to shoot at the Vanguard here, but unfortunately he disappears, so I'm left to shoot at the Hipper. Which is real unfortunate if you're in the Hipper right about now, because 18-inch guns coming in from 16 kilometers away equals plunging fire against your deck. 21,003 damage with one shot that penetrated. That's nasty. Yeah, that was literally one hit. One hit. One Citadel. So, as you can see, we've got an Iowa pushing out here, and he's kind of coming our way. This match is going to be kind of like everything that you love about the Yamato. It really is. The guns were just behaving. Now, on PC, I don't know if this carries over to console or not, but on PC, the Sigma of the... Oh, that's weird. The Sigma of the ship, the dispersion, there's two different characteristics. One is just regular dispersion, which is how far apart the shells will, drift in flight. And that's what we know as dispersion. There's vertical dispersion and horizontal dispersion. But there's also Sigma. And Sigma is how likely you are to get a tighter grouping on your shots. And on PC, the Yamato has the best Sigma of all of the battleships at Tier 10. Possibly in the game, but I think it's just at Tier 10. Somebody's going to probably correct me here. I apologize in advance. But if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly confident that's a thing. I've watched a lot of Jingles and Flambast videos, and I'm fairly confident I've picked that up at some point. So what you'll notice is you still get trolled by the dispersion at long range, but you are far more likely, much kind of like the Alabama versus the Iowa debate. Like the Alabama just seems to get tighter groupings occasionally as we just absolutely reach out and touch this Iowa, getting our second Citadel already. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were in the Iowa and I was sailing broadside onto a Yamato and I just got Citadel'd by said Yamato, I'm changing direction. I'm turning into bow tank. I'm doing something different. I'm not just sailing broadside on so that he can do it again. Wait for it. Pow! We're getting interesting feedback from our game here. It says that I only hit one shell. It was a bounce, but it was also a Citadel. Not sure how that works. Somebody's gonna have to let me know in the comments below if they saw that, because that's pretty funny. But either way, we're up to 3 Citadels now, and there are plenty more where that comes from in this match. We're gonna have ourselves a fun match in the Yamato, unlike some of the matches that I've had where everybody tends to mess me up. Now, this Tashkent on this enemy team just happens to watch the channel, and he mentioned in yesterday's video, or today's video, depending on which way you look at this, that he was actually in a match with me and that he enjoyed it and he was hoping to torp the crap out of me. I recognized that somebody was waiting around the corner to torp the crap out of me, and you'll see that in a moment. But Iowa decides to tempt fate again. What do you have to do to a man to get him to realize that sailing broadside on in an Iowa is just a bad plan? Now, luckily for him, I'm just a bad shot this time, even though those rounds appeared to splash right in the middle of his ship. Your guess is as good as mine. Sometimes the game is weird. But, he's still broadside to me. Like, honestly, he deserves what he gets at this point. Stop sailing broadside to everything, especially a Yamato, in your Iowas. We are absolutely decimating these guys every time we fire the gun. We didn't get a Citadel that time, but we still took like 20,000 damage off the man because we got 2 penetrations. It was nasty what we did to him. Now, Wichita over here is feeling some type of way about me. He starts getting my attention. Now, anytime you get the attention of a Yamato, you're having a bad day. Especially if you're in a heavy cruiser that's known for being able to bow tank 15-inch rounds. You know why that's funny? Because 16-inch rounds decimate these ships, and I have 18-inch rounds. 18.1 to be exact. Because only 18.1-inch, aka 460mm guns on the Yamato and the Musashi can overmatch 32mm of bow armor. Now, the Wichita only has 27, which means no matter what he does, if I hit him, it's gonna hurt. So as you can see, everything he's doing is trying to make himself as small of a target as possible. He's moving around, he's trying to juke me, he's doing everything he can, but the closer he gets, the easier it is and the more rounds that are actually going to impact him. He recognizes this as a thing and throws his ship in reverse, and you can see I realized that he's actually reversing now, so I adjust my angle. And sure enough, we get a nasty hit on him, and some funky little torpedoes come sailing by. It's almost like somebody said, hey, look, there's a Tashkent on the other side of this. I should probably not back out into the open and let this guy torp me while I'm fighting a Wichita. Now, a lot of you probably paying attention to my health, and I've lost quite a bit of health so far. But I still have plenty. And right here, I'm like, alright, he's dead. There's no way he survives this. Really? Japanese battleship dispersion, everybody. God bless America. We managed to let him live, which is not preferable. But we've got bigger fish to fry. There's a full health Yamato around the corner up here. Now, I am fully aware of what can happen to a Yamato that's coming around the corner. As a battleship captain, this is always your most vulnerable moment when you're coming around a corner. However, when you're in the Yamato or an Iowa, you are especially susceptible to coming around a corner. Especially from 18-inch guns. Luckily, he gets absolutely pummeled. We've seen him fire at the destroyer, or the cruiser, and we come around the corner and just absolutely destroy him. No chance for him to survive that. The other Yamato on my team, we kind of nudge him on the way by. And about this time, I realized that there was an enemy Vanguard on the enemy team, and he is last known heading straight for our base. As you can see him on the map, heading right for our base. Now, in my mind, this was not an issue. We have a destroyer over there, we have a battleship, or a cruiser over there. They're dealing with a Wichita right now, and as soon as they get that, we'll be able to move on. Now, Iowa here has not had enough of a battle with a Yamato, so he is deciding finally, after all this time, that it's time to bow tank us. Or he wants to turn all the way around and give us the other side of his ship to Citadel. Which is nice. I appreciate that. You know, I've always been one to say turn the other cheek. Probably not what they meant in the Bible. But, you know, you gotta love it. And this is the salvo that he gets away with. Unfortunately, he still gets absolutely pummeled by the other Yamato. Now, remember the Tashkent that was close by? Yeah, that's still a thing. He's still right nearby. We're detected by the Wichita in the center of the map. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't rectify this situation for our team. He's doing a lot of damage to my teammates. That's not preferable. Go back to the port, sunshine. Pow! No more Wichita. Oh wait, yes, there is another Wichita. Anybody remember where he went? Oh god, Tashkent, firing his guns in the open water with a cruiser and a destroyer nearby to absolutely pummel him, as well as my team's other Yamato. Now, we've already been in this situation before where we were trying to turn around a giant ship. Because you can see, I'm actually trying to like turn the ship around because I know that I need to head back to the base. And you'll see in a moment that I actually like ping the base to let everybody know this needs to happen. But unfortunately, their Wichita comes back out to fight our cruiser. And we still have the Tashkent to worry about. Now, I don't know what the other Yamato was doing over there, but he is not shooting this Tashkent. And ultimately, that's going to be his biggest downfall. Now, this Wichita comes around the corner thinking he's all that in a bag of chips, and unfortunately for him, forgot that I existed. As we finish off our third kill of the game, we have 5 citadels, and we're at 140,000 damage done. Now, the other Yamato was full health as he sailed past us. There's only a destroyer that has no health left. Our destroyer's over here, and you can see the enemy has started capturing our base. This is a two-pronged attack when somebody starts getting into your base. First of all, they can cap the base and beat you that way. But second of all, it stops your team from accruing points. So even if you can get back to a point where you can actually attack them and save this, you're going to be losing on points. And that is the biggest problem that we face right now. That and the fact that this Tashkent, who I am detecting via proxy detection, because of my 3-kilometer detection through, guaranteed acquisition. But he's still alive, and he's making a beeline for the enemy Yamato, or for the friendly Yamato. Now, this Vanguard that we know is in the base is probably the best possible outcome for our team to be in the base. Why? Because he has a huge detection range, just like I do. Which means when I come around the side of this island, I am going to detect him. And that is a place where you do not want to be. Now, he detects me first, which is fine. It's either him or the destroyer that's detecting me. But, as you're about to see, as soon as we close the distance, we get inside his detection range, and now he's in for a bad day, because he's sitting broadside at 15 kilometers from a Yamato. And we place the shot ahead of him, expecting him to take off as soon as he sees what's coming back for him, and we managed to land those shots pretty much center mass. Now, if you're a fan of the British Navy, you're probably going to want to look away. Because what's about to transpire is probably the most disgusting beatdown a ship can ever receive. Just gonna throw that out there. Now right there you're like, oh my god, Spartan, he bounced around. You're right, he did. I think that's the last one he's gonna bounce ever in his life, because it's not gonna be much longer. So, with that being said, let's see how well he battle tanks. Oh wait, is he gonna give me the broadside to shoot at? Well, since he's already turning, let's see what can happen. Yep, that's 11,000 damage done. Not too shabby, eh? Well, the good news is, I reload almost as fast as he does. And my guns hurt a lot more. And now he is fully broadside and just absolutely begging for deletion. Wait for it. And... pow! Oh, come on! Overpins, guys. They absolutely suck. He avoids all the torpedoes from our destroyer over here. But he's no longer in, like, we're not afraid of him actually getting away at this point. Because we can not quite match his speed, but we can do pretty well. Now here he decides to stern tank me. And this was a very, very bad play. Why? Because I overmatch your armor. Now that one, the rounds actually went up into his superstructure and only did like 3,800 damage. And this is where I'm still trying to adjust where I need to shoot ships in order to get the most damage per salvo on my Yamato. We saw it last night in the Bismarck, and we see it right now. This guy is not going to last very long as soon as I'm able to figure out where I need to hit. And there you get a very good look at just the kind of damage that you can absolutely dish out when somebody thinks that they're safe. Like, he was angled pretty well there. No other ship in the game is going to get that kind of a penetration on a Vanguard. It's just not going to happen. They are susceptible from the rear, but I wasn't expecting that. And there's the final kill, taking us up to 221,000 damage with 4 kills right at the last second. Unfortunately, we lose the match. 2,100 base XP and a loss in a battleship. Not too shabby. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.